So just to preface this review, this may not be the first time we've seen a Gradius collection, but this is easily the one that matters the most. The difference between Gradius Origins and the previous compilations is simple, yet kinda significant, and that's M2. So if you've been a Shmup fan in recent years, then this developer and its pedigree are probably all the convincing that you need to buy this game, but in this collective release, their efforts present Konami's iconic shooter franchise in what feels like the most definitive form. And let's unpack that in this review. Gradius Origins brings together the first 3 arcade games in the main series, along with several titles from the extended universe. This includes the 2 classic Salamander games, plus regional variations released under the alternative title, Life Force. But I should add that this collection does go beyond simple regional differences, including rare ROMs that were never released to the public. Early prototype and trade show only builds make an appearance in this collection, offering something truly special for collectors and preservationists. The menu presentation in Gradius Origins is clean and intuitive, giving access to all versions and variations alongside a suite of graphical and gameplay modifiers. Each game comes with training and invincibility modes, which is an excellent feature for players who want to study stages and enemy patterns in preparation for the elusive 1cc clear. And then with visual filters, difficulty options, and quality of life features like quick saves, there's plenty of ways for newcomers to dip into the genre before tackling the original challenges head on. Still, topping off the already impressive offering here are extensive galleries showcasing concept art and promotional illustrations. Plus, there's a jukebox that lets you enjoy the iconic soundtrack of each title. And if I could just add, this is everything I could have hoped for a collection such as this. But let's also talk about developer M2, who continues to prove they're masters of video game preservation, especially when it comes to classic shmups. Their remastering work manages to breathe new life into these titles without compromising what made them great. The ports are fast, smooth, and most importantly, responsive. The visuals retain their pixel precision and the controls are tight in the way that these games demand. Simply put, these titles have never looked or played better on a home console. Gradius remains a challenging shooter and its gameplay holds up remarkably well. The series' sci-fi aesthetics and distinct ship designs left a lasting impression on Japanese pop culture, and the evolution of the trilogy on display here shows a thoughtful progression of ideas. From the first title's simplicity to the more elaborate stage layouts and boss encounters in Gradius 3, each entry does push players with some intense enemy waves, narrow corridors, and evolving power-up mechanics across each entry. The power-up system remains one of the franchise's standout features. What looks straightforward at first, though, itself is deceptively strategic. Shot types, shield options, and sub-weapons are all determined by how you choose to spend your pickups, and the later games offer even more flexibility in how you configure your ship. The 2 Salamander games included are standout in their own right. Many longtime fans may remember when the Sega Saturn versions were highly sought after imports. Now having these games available in a single collection without needing to hunt down rare physical copies is a win on its own. Despite sharing some DNA with Gradius, Salamander carves out its own identity. Where Gradius sticks to a more mechanical space opera aesthetic, Salamander dives right into the grotesque. These games take place inside an alien organism, pitting players against twisted biological enemies. Even today, the visual presentation is pretty striking with its fleshy environments and unsettling boss designs. There's a horror-infused sci-fi tone that feels unique and daring. The original Salamander is a pixel art masterpiece, still visually impressive nearly 40 years later. Salamander 2 takes a different approach with pre-rendered visuals and emphasized its darker tone. I would say that both games feature claustrophobic level designs where enemy waves are half of the battle. Since you're also fighting the environments themselves, the tension and precision required create a constant surge of urgency, and this overall experience complements the collection nicely by offering a tonal contrast to the main Gradius entries. So M2 could have probably stopped there, and Gradius Origins would have already been an excellent package. But in typical M2 fashion, they've gone even further with the addition of Salamander III, a brand new Salamander entry in 2025 that plays like a long-lost sequel straight from the 90s. It's easy to mistake it for an actual arcade-era release, and that's by design. Salamander III is a fascinating what-if project. It plays like something unearthed from the Konami archives, yet it's a brand new experience. M2 designed it using the conventions and limitations of 1990s hardware, giving it the look and feel of a game from that time. It's an inspired creation that blends vivid sprite work, fast-paced combat, and pulsating music with imaginative boss battles and environments. It could have stood alone in its own release, but the fact that it's included in this compilation only raises the bar for what retro collections can actually be. Gradius was already worth the price for genre veterans and curious newcomers, but the inclusion of a brand new entry makes it something special. This collection manages to preserve Shmup legacy in a single package. M2's attention to detail, passion for the genre, and willingness to go the extra mile are apparent in every corner of this release. The 40-year-old history of Gradius is brought full circle here. While the games can be punishing and mastery takes patience even with modern conventions, the learning curve is worth climbing. These are important games, both as fun shooters and as part of gaming history. They deserve to be experienced, remembered, and played again and again. Noisy Pixel is giving Gradius Origins a 9.5 out of 10. Thanks for watching. This video is brought to you by our subscribers on Patreon. Noisy Pixel is run by a group of gamers providing independent gaming coverage through news, reviews, previews, and more. Check out our Patreon to help support our continued growth, and subscribe to keep up with all our future content.
Noisy Pixel.